What's poppin', everybody? This is Sabro54. Today, I'm finally going to review the Japanese Battle Region set. I'm very late making this review, but we're finally going to do it today. This set came out in the 25th of February in Japan, so it's been out for a minute. Now, this is supposed to be one of the, I guess, Japanese sets that's going to be bundled with some other sets, some other cards. It's going to be the Astral Radiance, basically the set that's going to have the Darkrai shit. The Darkrai Elite Trainer boxes have already been revealed. I don't think Darkrai V is going to be in here, but we're basically going to have some other Hissuian and Arceus Legends cards, DP cards. Anyway, let's go ahead and do this. Starting with grass Pokemon as usual, we have this Oddish. You don't do anything, although this artwork does remind me of a field in my hood, let's just say that. But anyway, let's keep going. Got Gloom, very nice artwork. Sometimes this sort of wacky artwork is pretty hit or miss, but this one I like because the backgrounds are nice. It just does absorb, nothing spectacular with it either. And then Vileplume, Stage 2. Are you going to be good? Probably not, but let's look at you. It's a Stage 2 with 150 HP coming in the year of 2022. You know, Sword and Shield era. We're close to going into Gen 9 era, whatever. And they're still printing these regular Pokemon with 150 HP, 160 HP, even 170 HP. Is extremely weak, extremely trash. So you do 50 for 2, and I think it heals 30 or something. There's like an effect here too, but it's not translated over here in Serbia, which is annoying, but I don't think it does anything. I mean, in the first place, doing 50 for 2 is extremely weak. Like, man, I just look at this attack and Bibarel from Stormfront comes in my mind. We're talking more than 12 years ago, like 14 years ago, 2 for 60. This is a stage 2 that's going to do 2 for 50. And then whatever the fuck the effect is. Okay, and then the big attack, Allergy Storm, does 90 for 3, which is also pitiful. Man, I can't believe it. I really just can't believe it. It's like, I know that the stage 2 Pokemon are not good, but sometimes it's just, I feel so surprised that they're still, after so many years, just stuck on this level. What does it do? You flip a coin. If heads, your opponent can't play supporter cards during their next turn. If tails, your opponent can't play any item cards. Okay, now this is a very, very good effect, a very strong effect, a log effect essentially. But we've had a few, not many, but if you just do your research, you'll see that there has been a few other like log attacks on stage 2s throughout the years, and they never really done well because it's a stage 2. By the time you get it out, your opponent is already going to have a few free turns of using supporters or items. And then when you do get it out, it's going to be dying every turn with 150 HP, 100%. And then is the matter of powering up this attack. Needing a grass and 2 colorless means that in the best case scenario, you do 2 attachments, the Turbo DC energy, Twin energy, and then a grass energy. And if you're going to try and use something like Cherrim to get that energy acceleration, then you're looking at more cards, more pieces to make things even less consistent. So I'm just going to say this right now, this Pokemon is not going to be good. And even with the locking effect, the attack is just too weak. It's just too damn fucking weak. Now, if there's a Pokemon that's going to be able to copy this dude, like I'm actually thinking something like Marshadow GX is probably gonna really benefit because the attack is kind of solid. I mean, blocking either items or supporters is strong. It's just that the damage is weak for the 3 energies, and you're never gonna be able to do this on Vileplume. If there's gonna be a Pokemon though that's just gonna copy this attack, and you send it to the discard pile, like I said with Marshadow GX, you do some shit, then it's going to be somewhat strong. So this could end up being a very annoying card, or the Pokemon utilizing this attack is going to be annoying. But I guess we'll see. At least you have something. Okay, so this was Vileplume. And we got Scyther and Heracross next to each other. Uh, this guy doesn't do anything. I'm guessing this is going to be like a scissor or something. Or it's actually the new Hissuian evolution of Scyther or whatever. And we get Heracross. This one has overhead toss. 120 damage. This attack does 30 damage to one of your own bench Pokemon. Yeah, because doing 120 for 3 these days is so tough on a regular Pokemon. We gotta balance it out by hitting our own guys too for 30. It's just perfect, beautiful. Man, just doing these set reviews. I like doing set reviews, even though it takes up a toll on my voice, but just when I look at all these trash cards, it just really makes my blood boil. Fucking hell. Rosalia. Nothing. Like the artwork once again. Nice little background there. It's probably Roserade, okay. So what do you do? Another nice background once again. You got the rose petals and stuff. It's a stage 1 with 120 HP, still stuck in that range. And you do Poison Vine, 30 for 1, and then your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. Too weak, too just trash, man. This is weak. I don't even know why I bother like reviewing the regular cards. And then the second attack, Assassin's Rose, 60 for 2. If your opponent's active Pokemon is affected by special condition, this attack also does 60 damage to one of your opponent's special Pokemon. Once again, it's too weak. It's essentially like 120 for 2. And you need like the status condition effect to get the benefit. Extremely weak, extremely mediocre, not gonna do anything, and it's even outclassed by other regular ass Pokemon that do this that are already weak anyway. So just another filler card, unfortunately, just to throw in a set. And we got Combee and Vespiquen. A little honey Pokemon, bee Pokemon. So honey progress, search your deck for an item, reveal it, put it into your hand. Okay, a little searching attack, but with 50 HP, you're just going to give a prize away. And then the Big B herself, don't really like. They wanted to zoom on her face too, for fuck's sake. I'm not a fan of these bug Pokemon that just look so realistic. Now you do Honey Rush, you may reveal any number of honey cards from your hand. This attack does 60 damage for each card revealed this way. So I don't know what honey cards is this effect talking about, but I'm guessing there's going to be some new cards in here. I think there might be like a honey card that came out a long while ago in some set. I guess they're reprinting it, or maybe it's actually new and I don't remember right. But I guess it's going to be doing something. Just reveal item cards or whatever and then do damage. There was a Miltank that did something like this with the Moo Milks you revealed or discarded. It didn't really do anything. This is a stage 1 too, so it's going to be slower. I don't know. I guess we'll see when we look at the honey card. But the HP is low as usual. The second attack is irrelevant. Probably another filler card, but might be a gimmick like Malamar, Rapid Strike Malamar. You never know. Malamar at least can do some real damage once you get the engine going. Okay, now we got a Virizion V, but it doesn't say V on Cerebi there. Okay, so Virizion V, 200 HP. You have Grassland Wind. Your Pokemon with grass energy attached can't be affected by any special conditions. And then heal any special conditions from this Pokemon. So this is basically Virizion EX from Plasma Blast, remastered. It was the Verdant Wind ability, I believe, back then. So this is essentially the same thing with a different name. And Emerald Blade, you do 200 damage for 3 energy, and this Pokemon can attack during your next turn. Okay, so the attack is respectable enough as well. Not being able to attack, we can always play around that shit. And it's still a good package. You get this solid attack on a very good ability Pokemon. So nice little V. I mean, as usual, the Vs are going to be better. Special cards. Good card. I mean, these days, you know, this sort of effect has been replicated in things like Cobalion GX for Metal Pokemon, and other Pokemon have had this sort of ability that makes your Pokemon immune if they have a specific type of energy. Like there was that fairy, what is it called? That little flower ring Pokemon from I think it was Gen 7 or Gen 6 that did this for fairy energies too. I mean, they see some play, but back in the day with Virizion EX, Hypnotoxic Laser was one of the most broken item cards, and it really meant a lot for you to stop that shit. So that's why Virizion, the old Virizion Genesect deck with Virizion EX, it was a strong Pokemon. This, I guess, could still be good, useful effect, but I don't know if it's going to be on the same level. I guess we'll find out as the format keeps going. And then we got a Radiant Hitran, what the fuck? Oh, right, it's these new like special cards. I think I see them on Poke Beach. They were talking about them once. So I guess this is gonna be like a Prism Pokemon, because 160 HP on a basic is above average. It's that sort of a Prism HP. But I don't believe there's any special ruling with these cards, unless I'm mistaken. So I don't know if you're only going to be able to have one in your deck, just like the Prism Pokemon. It doesn't say anything here, but it does say Radiant Hitran, so this is going to be like a special card or something. I don't know. Now, the attack, you only have one attack, which I don't like Pokemon with just one attack. You know, these big blank sort of filler cards, just one attack. Damn it. What does it do though? It does 70 damage, and it's going to do 70 damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. Now, this seems like an insane multiplier, and it is, if this is worded correctly. Oh no, actually, wait. Man, Cerebi is fucking up. Okay, so it's 70 times. You don't do any base damage. So, if this guy has like 2 damage counters, um, you do 140 for 3. If you have a 3, it does 2 hits. Man, so that's... Okay, so it's a strong attack. The problem is that even though 160 HP seems to be nice, I mean, every Pokemon like this just dies in one shot these days. Just Pokemon do too much damage. You got the Mew, Fusion Strike Mew that everybody hates. I think RCSGX with Zacian was worse, but anyway, Zacian kills this dude in one shot. Single Strike Gengar kills this in one shot. Just name a Pokemon, they can get a one-hit knockout. So the whole outrage thing, just people always played around it. Now, I guess if your opponent does leave this guy alive though, then the damage is going to be pretty insane. So, I don't know, and it's also, it really is fucked up. You look at this card, it's just a basic 160 HP, and then you got fucking Vileplume, stage 2 with 150 HP. They always do this shit to piss me off. But anyway, that was Hitran. Next up, we got a Litwick Chandelure line. Nice little Litwick here. Is this clay artwork? I can't really tell. Discard the top card of your opponent's deck. Okay. Then we got Lampent. Flip a coin. If heads, discard an energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon, whatever. And then Chandelure. Another stage 2 with 150 HP. Like this is the break era, the XY era. Absolute shit, but they still do this. You got Deck Roast. Once during your turn, when you play this card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may discard the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. So they printed one of my favorite ghost Pokemon with this fucking troll ability. Perfect. I don't like effects like this, so this is gonna be one of those deck out Pokemon again. So yeah, it's just like Rhyperior from back then. And I guess what people are gonna try and do is use Devolution Spray shit and do this sort of tactic to deck your opponent out, essentially. Now, because it's a stage 2, it's probably not going to be the most consistent thing in the world. So I guess we have that, but I don't like stuff like this, but it is what it is. They're gonna keep printing cards like this too. Okay, we got the Alliance, Pyro and Litleo, Singe, whatever. I don't know why this dude is chilling in the snow on the ice. Okay, and then Pyroar, another stage 1 with 120 HP to die in one shot. You can do Scorching Aura, put 4 damage counters instead of 2 on your opponent's burnt Pokemon between turns. Now, what was it? Like, I think it was an Infernape stage 2 that did something like this. You put 5 damage counters, or 6, whatever. Yeah, so this is a stage 1 that's going to do this. And then it does 90 for 3, not 1, like it says on Cerebi here. And then flip a coin if heads your opponent's active Pokemon is not burned. Damage and effect, like it's fucking... I'm not even going to say black and white, like it's the DP era. Man, like even if it did the burn automatically without any coin flip, this would have been a pitiful attack. Filler, just filler. Starmie, what you got? So this is Starmie V. It has Swift. It's not going to be affected by weakness, resistance effects, or whatever. This is weak though. You can do this for 2 colorless energy. And then Energy Spiral for 2 water energy. This attack does 50 damage times the amount of energy attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon. If they translated this right, I guess if your opponent has a lot of energies in play, this attack is going to be tough, but other than that, it's not going to be that good. I guess if they have 3, you do 150 for 2. They need to have at least 4 if this is going to be a strong attack, so at least you can do 200 for 2. I mean, I guess it could be a decent tech in some water energy acceleration decks with Melanie or Frostmoth. 190 HP isn't the greatest, but Free Retreat is definitely a good thing to have. Usually those water decks don't really have a pivot, so this could help. This could be something. I mean, it's going to help with Frostmoth, that's for sure. So perhaps it can be a decent little tech. Yeah, I usually don't like when Pokemon do this. I think other Starmie cards do this when they have 2 attacks. They both cost 2 energy. One works with anything. The other one needs 2 water. So that if you put like a DC, then you can't do the other attack. It's whatever though. Strictly tech use, I would say. Okay. And we got Mamoswine. I bet I'm going to be disappointed as usual. So let's see what's up. This Swine Up doesn't do anything. This is the background from Legends Arceus, I'm pretty sure, the game. Indeed. And Piloswine. Nothing much as usual. And then the big guy, Mamoswine, 180 HP. Still not good enough. Blizzard is going to do 80 damage plus 10 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Quite weak, if I have to say, but that's what we get. And the Iceberg Press, 170 for 4, and then you discard energy from this Pokemon. The defending Pokemon can attack during your opponent's next turn. So if this is translated correctly, it's not going to be the greatest attack once again, but I've seen worse. At least this is somewhat okay. You gotta lose an energy, and 170 for 4 costs a lot, and it's not really that high damage, but the benefit is that you still can get 2 hit KOs on anything. 340 damage if you do this attack twice. And if it's translated right and the defending Pokemon can attack, because for all we know, it could be us that can attack. But if you can prevent your opponent from attacking, then it might be something. Usually these attacks, once again, don't go far because your opponent is just going to switch or do something if they have a consistent deck. But I guess if you can get them stuck, then you can make an attack again next turn and get a KO. What you want to do with a stage 2, if you can, is just get a straight 1-hit KO. Or just do a lot of damage for cheap energy, at the very least. This guy's gonna need 4 energies to do this attack, and you gotta discard 1 too. So it's not gonna be easy. I guess you can once again try and use Frostmoth. Melanie isn't gonna be too fast, especially because you got a discard. Even if you use like the DCs, we got rough, man. It's just rough as usual. And if doTERRA isn't really doing much with 190 HP and just much better tools with Grottle and all the other shit, then I don't think this guy's going to do anything as usual, but that's Mamoswine. We got Barboach and Whiscash. Doesn't do anything. Nice artwork once again. I believe this must be like, it's from the game. Backgrounds from the game. Cool. And then Whiscash. This is supposed to be, is it underwater? No, I think it's above water. Decent little artwork. Once again, it's that wacky style, but it looks okay. It's weak though as usual, 120 HP. Much shot is useless, and you flip a coin with trash. If heads, 60 damage more, so that would be 180, which would have been weak anyway. And if tails, you do 60 damage to yourself. Man, because the attack would have been so broken if it did 180 for 4. Wasn't going to get any KO, but man, it would have been so broken. We gotta balance it out by damaging ourselves. Beautiful. Fuck's sake. Man, I really just... I wish I could just talk to the people designing these cards and just tell them, what the fuck are you thinking? Like, what is your goal? Is your goal really to have all of the regular Pokemon be filler? Just never let that meeting happen. Okay. We got Hissuian Basculin too. I can't really tell any difference. I mean, I guess it has the silver shit here. I think the other one, like the original ones, are like blue and red. Anyway, it does School Gathering, search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon and put them onto your bench. Now, this is a costless attack though. I guess they're bringing back free attacks, just like in the DP. They have this with Alolan Pokemon, they can do free attacks. And I think Galarian Pokemon too, like the regional variants, they give them free attacks. So this guy can do this for free. And then Hissuian Basculegion, big fish, kind of crazy looking. You got Spiteful Dive, if any of your Pokemon were knocked out by damage, it's 90 damage, and opponent's active Pokemon is confused. So Revenge with Confusion. Still too weak. The HP is too weak too. I guess the Confusion could be a nuisance for your opponent, but just weak Pokemon in general. Once again. So far, basically all of the regular Pokemon, with no exception, are weak. You could say maybe Vileplume can do like a little trick, or maybe Vespiquen is going to do a little trick. Hitran, I guess, but that's just me being very generous to say that. And it's all just like if Vileplume is used with a different partner, like Marshadow GX, on its own, it's not going to do shit. Anyway, so what's next? Keldeo. Its HP is a little on the low side too. Come on, man, this isn't black and white. It does kick off 20 damage for 1, and then Line Force. It's going to do 20 damage for each of your benched Pokemon. Is this correct? So I guess with 5 benched Pokemon, man, that's pretty weak. 20 damage for each of your bench Pokemon. So I guess if you have a full bench, it's basically just 110 for 2. That's not that good, man. There's other Pokemon that can do like 120, I think. Like it was that, what was that old Entei from like Ancient Origins, or it did more freaking damage. Not impressed. Okay, what do we got next? We got Radiant Greninja. So it's one of those shiny new, like I guess it's like the Gold Star wannabes. I have no idea. Like Prism wannabes. Okay, so this one has 130 HP, but I believe, yeah, it's gonna be a basic too. These are all gonna be basics. I don't see anything here, but I'm guessing this is a basic. They have the special rule over here, I think, but it's not translated. So what does it do? You got secret asset. Once during your turn, you may discard an energy card from your hand and then draw 2 cards. Now, this is a very strong effect and a very strong drawing ability. I like my old Delcatty that did this. You discard an energy, draw 3. This is kind of a weaker remake, but basic Pokemon, I'm pretty sure. And then the Moonlight Shuriken, you discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. This is going to do 90 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. So it's a double snipe. You do 90 to 2 Pokemon, so 180 total. You discard 2. It's actually not too bad because it's a basic. It's actually pretty high damage. And yeah, it's decent snipe trade-off for the discarding. So good attack and very good ability for sure. You're gonna throw this in water decks in all probability, and I guess it's just gonna give you natural synergy with the Melanie decks because you want to dump water energies anyway. I mean, I suppose you could do this. You could throw this in any deck that you want to dump energies with. Actually, now that I think about it, this would be good in fluffy decks, Dynamotor decks, and expanded too, like Malamar, Bronzong. Because you can discard any energy and draw 2, which is fantastic. I will admit. So really nice. I'm pretty sure the rule must be that you can only have 1 of these dudes in your deck. Same with Hitran. But it should still be quite strong. Okay. Nice background as well. Oh, I get it now. Yeah, it's black, so yeah, it kind of is going to work like the gold stars maybe, because it's radiant. This Greninja looks pretty black. I think the Hitran, that was shiny too. Shiny Hitran looks almost like the regular Hitran, but yeah, I didn't realize, but these are supposed to be like shiny Pokemon, I guess. Fine. Now we go into Jinx, Call Dance, Switch, protect the Pokemon. It's not confused. Okay, useless as fuck. Alright, and now for the big guys. This is the new hot shit. You got Hissuian, Typhlosion V, and the vstar. Alternate evolution for the Cyndaquil line. OG. So it's a psychic Pokemon. It's kind of weird, but not really, because there is an old Delta species Typhlosion too, so this makes a lot of sense to me. It really brings me back. So kind of cool, I guess. That's sort of a throwback in a way. But I'm guessing it's psychic because of the typing. Hissuian Typhlosion being like fire psychic or ghost. I think it might be something like that. So what does it do? You can do Cinch, a costless attack that's just going to burn your opponent. I'll take it, it's okay. And then you do Chill and Fire. You choose a random card from your opponent's hand. They're going to shuffle into the deck, and then you do 120 for 3. It's decent, it's solid. The disruption is kind of strong. Okay. Stats are kind of standard. And then, of course, you get the V-Star to go with this guy. 260 HP, kind of on the low side compared to other V-Stars. No free retreat either or something, just 2. Okay, so stat-wise, it's a bit of a step back. What do you got for attacks, though? You got Spooky Flame. Put 3 damage counters on your opponent's bench Pokemon in any way you like, plus 180. So it's 210 total. No drawback. Okay, it's strong, but it's not really anything that's going to be that much more impressive than just Zacian doing 2 for 30. Alright. But I guess they're still going to give out 2 prizes. And the Heat Haze Star for your V-Star attack. If your opponent's active Pokemon has exactly 4 damage counters on it, it is knocked out. Now, it's kind of weird because it's not gonna. Okay, so they made it that you can't instantly synergize it with the Spooky Flame. So I guess what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to use Spooky Flame, put 3 damage counters on a Pokemon, and then you're gonna have to use like Zigzagoon, Galarian Zigzagoon or something, get the finishing touch, and then you can get that Super Plus, I guess. I mean, this is one of those attacks that you can get any knockout. Just like the Darkrai GX and Umbreon Darkrai Tag Team GX, they're kind of attacks that are sort of immune to power creep because it doesn't matter how much HP your opponent has, you can kill them. You just gotta meet the condition. So, it's strong, but I don't know, I mean, I guess if you pair it up with the Psychic Calyrex, Shadow Rider Calyrex, it could get a bit broken. I guess, I mean, that Calyrex card has just too many partners to give this dude competition, though. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe if it had like a power that does something different instead of this attack. But I guess this is Typhlosion. It's too bad because I like Typhlosion. I mean, I don't know if I would say it's one of my favorite starters, but it's very nostalgic to me because it was the first Pokemon I became in Mystery Dungeon 2, Red Rescue Team. But I was hoping for better with this guy, but he's still strong, I suppose. Okay, and then we got Misdreavus. No effect, nothing. Just the town house artwork. And then Mismagius. Interesting artwork. Does 90, it has 90 HP, which is, God. Ominous spell, your opponent reveals their hand. If they have 4 or more cards, choose all but 3. So it's hand control, okay. And then Psybeam, weak as fuck. So I guess you're only going to do this, you only use this card if you want to use some sort of hand control strategy. It is kind of strong though, if I gotta be honest. You know, you're going to have to keep them, just limit them to 3. I mean, it's probably not going to do much, but okay. We got a Gardevoir, or actually no, a Gallade line, it seems like. Got a Routes, Psychic. I mean, damn, it's actually, I don't know. Routes is a Psychic Pokemon, but this artwork kind of looks weird to me. It's like this new Psychic borders and colors they decided on. Anywho. So switch this Pokemon, one of your bench Pokemon, whatever. Nice artwork though. You got the flower petals here, the flowers. A little mountain background. Open field. Kirlia. This one also looks pretty sweet. It doesn't do anything though. And then Gallade. Stage 2 with 160 HP, ensuring that it's going to die in one shot, as usual. You got Buddy Catch. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for a supporter card, revealing and put it into your hand. Oh, shit. So, okay, they're giving this guy something good. It's still weak, but this effect is fucking good. I mean, people are going to love this shit, I think, that are nostalgic to the old Pidgeot. Actually, no. Pidgeot let you grab any card. What was it? Staraptor level X had this effect, but didn't see any play thanks to Luxray. This is pretty good though. So at the very least, I know that if I get this dude out and use this effect, it's gonna make my stage 2 deck a little bit consistent because you can grab a supporter every turn with this guy's effect. So that's the effect, and now for the attack. Swirling Slice, move an energy from this Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon. I mean, they let us down with this the attack, but I'm not surprised. I just knew they were going to do this. They almost always do this. They give somebody something good, like a stage 2 like this, a really good effect, and then they go, okay, just to make sure this remains shit, because our goal is for the stage 2s to be shit, let's give him a mediocre attack. This attack isn't that good, because it needs 3 to work, and if you guys watch my power creep video that I made recently, stage 2 Pokemon, they basically, the way they made the way they have the format right now for years, there's no choice but for them to just attack with 1 energy. That's it. Otherwise, they can't do shit. Because this guy's going to die every turn. He's not going to be able to survive with 160 HP. You obviously need the rare candy, combo to get this dude out. He's going to die every turn. How the fuck are you going to power this dude up quickly enough to do the swirling slice attack, which is just going to, at best, get 2-hit KOs on Pokemon? Now, I guess the little energy recovery effect, you're going to put an energy to one of your bench Pokemon. So I guess you save the psychic energy and then you attach these special DCE cards every turn, and then you can do this. I guess that's possible, but this implies a lot of things go right for this shit to work. Because I'm a bitch like that, I'm still probably going to try it out if I get the cards, because I love the ability, this sort of buddy catch attack ability. But I wish it did more damage. I wish it had like a better attack. Just something like, I don't know, like 140 for 1. I wish it just had an attack like that. So then I just attach a fucking choice belt, and maybe I can do something. Anyway, though, this is what the fuck we get. I mean, I guess, if anything, if it doesn't work in its own deck, it could be a support Pokemon that you want to use if you don't want to go the barrel route and you just want to get a supporter every turn. I think some decks that want a specific supporter every turn, like some of those decks that need a specific supporter every turn to do combo shit, like Mimikyu, whatever, they might appreciate this. Okay. And we got a Diancie, only 90 HP. You got Princess Curtain. As long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, whenever your opponent places a supporter card, prevent little effects of that card done to your bench Pokemon. I mean, if it's got to be active, though, what the fuck are you going to do? I guess the Spike Draw attack, though, is a draw attack. So do 20 for 1 and then draw 2 cards. So I guess in the early game you can do this as you're setting up. Maybe. And then they can't use boss's orders on your little guys, I guess. Could be something. That's Diancie, I suppose. We got Weird Deer. So this is the new evolution for Legends Arceus for Stantler. Looks like an old man with this beard, but I guess it's because it's supposed to be like a snow variant. So, once during your turn you may draw a card. Fine. He doesn't have to be active though, which is cool. That's actually pretty nice. It's like Ranguru but free. You don't even have to pay the cost. So I guess this is going to replace that dude, if the translation is correct here. Not bad. Might even be better than the Sun and Moon Ranguru. But I mean, I guess, yeah, it's going to be more consistent. But that card can get you like 2 or 3 cards too. It's probably better though, more consistent. Okay. And extra sensory. If you have the same number of cards in your hand as your opponent, it's going to do 120 for 2. So the attack is just alright. I guess because you can use a DC and it'll work. But the ability is the really good thing on this card. People are just going to throw this shit in. It's just going to make those fucking Rotom, exploitative decks even shittier. Because you don't even have to pay a fucking cost. But what can you do? They decided to print it. Oh, right, though. It's a fucking stage 1. Right. Okay, so this is more balanced. Right, okay, so just never mind what I said about replacing Ranguru completely. It's because, yeah, They didn't have the fucking Statler. I guess it's because it's gonna be a normal Pokemon. This guy's psychic. Yeah, I just because I see 140 HP, I'm like, damn, 140 HP. But no, it's a stage 1. Evolves from Statler. So it's still gonna be a good Pokemon, but we have other stage 1s that did the shit. Like a Alolan Sandslash, you draw a card. Okay. Alright. We got Raiden. Raiden line. You got this Rhyhorn. Cool. Raiden. This one doesn't look too great. And Rhyperior, one of my favorites. I know that I'm going to be disappointed. I just know it. And I was right. Rock Tackle. It's going to do 180 damage for 4 fucking energies. And you still got to hit yourself for 30 damage. Are you fucking kidding me? But I mean, I'm not surprised because just the last fucking however many Rhyperior cards have been asked. Like the last decent Rhyperior cards that Rhyperior card that was actually solid, that I actually used, but I wasn't making videos back then. Too bad. Was Rhyperior from Primal Clash, the one with the ancient trait. Because at least that card could do some shit. I mean, I don't know, maybe if you go like really back to my really bad videos on my channel, I might have some matches with that deck when it wasn't even as good. But when Primal Clash, like when X and Y, those kind of sets were fresh, it was a sweet little stage too, if you didn't play against Rayquaza, at least. And I like that card. I wish they would just remake it in a way, but ancient traits aren't gonna come back, I think. And every freaking Rhyperior card after that one has been shit, basically. Like, there was a Rhyperior in, I think, the base Sword and Shield set or Rebel Clash. And 190 HP once again, but just shit attacks. Just too slow. I think this one might be worse than the other one, too, like the older one. And then the Boulder Blast attack, you discard the top card of your deck. If that was an energy, then you do 100 more damage. Then attach the energy to this Pokemon. So they're kind of, okay, they have this attack to sort of give you a little bit of hope. But the damage is still going to be too weak. If you combine this with Macargo, it's just more cards to make your shit inconsistent. It's going to have to be an expanded only strategy anyway, because Macargo isn't expanded from Celestial Storm. And, you know, 190 HP just isn't good. It's still going to die in one shot. So your little Boulder Blast combo shit isn't going to work. Fucking hell. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's just going to be very difficult to work. Without the drawback, 180 for 4 is not impressive. I don't know why they got to give it this drawback. Even if this attack did 230 for 4, so you can say, okay, maybe you can get like a one-hit knockout or whatever. You're still going to have to go through all the trouble to power this dude up with energies. He's probably going to die in one shot, and then you're going to start from scratch again. How are you going to keep up with your opponent using Vs and V-stars? You won't. So, very unfortunate. Another filler card. For fuck's sake. Okay, we got Relicanth. Bad dive, move to basic energy. If you discard power to your hand, I guess they mean recover. Whatever. 80 for 3, you can use any energy. Could be something. Hitting for weakness, but base damage isn't the greatest. I suppose if you put a choice belt, it's 110, it's 220 with the weakness. Whatever, okay. We got Hippopotas and Hippodon. This Hippopotas looks kind of nice, kind of cool. You got the trainer in the background too here, from Legends Arceus. Damn, I gotta take a sip of water. Shit. Okay. And then we got Hippodon. This is a stage 1 with 150 HP. So once again, making the stage 2s with 150 HP look stupid. So what do? 80 for 3, yeah, of course, you're gonna have shit attacks. And then Sand Breath, 180 for 4, and then you discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. Not really gonna do shit. Stage 1, what kind of energy acceleration you're gonna get? Whatever. Let me just hurry up, because there's no point talking about this filler Pokemon. Okay, so Radiant Hawlucha. Wow, I didn't know Shiny Hawlucha looked so crazy looking, like so many colors. But I guess I never seen one, that's why. So you got Big Match. As long as this Pokemon is on your bench, all of your Pokemon's attacks deal 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon VMAX. Okay. So this could have been a very broken effect if it just worked with anything, and then everybody was going to throw in their decks. But because it has to be against VMAXs, its use is going to be more limited. It's a Radiant Pokemon. I'm guessing you're only going to be able to have one in your deck. 90 HP, so it's on the low side this time. It's interesting how they chose more damage on the VMAXs, but not Vs or V-stars. So, yeah, just trying to slowly fade out the VMAXs so V-stars can take over. Surprise. Attack is shit, HP is shit. Okay, so you're just going to throw this in if you want to be killing VMAXs. Alright. Then we got Hissuian Decide IV. Wow, this looks like, man, almost like some sort of alternate Digimon form. It's a fighting type. So, deck hunt, search your deck for any 2 cards, put them into your hand. Strong effect is a V. You can start doing this immediately. I guess it's like Cramorant, but this guy has more HP. He needs a fighting energy. Okay. And then point blank, this attack's damage isn't affected by effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. So damage isn't great, but attacks that have this sort of effect are always useful if they just do at least decent damage, because it ensures you're going to hit like the wall Pokemon like Altaria and this Eye-to-Eye, the grass one. So you know that at least you have something if you use them. And because those Pokemon are so weak, because of the regular Pokemon, even just doing 100 damage is enough, basically. It just goes to show you how just weak the Stage 2 Pokemon are. So, good little basic form. I'm guessing the V-Star is going to be a lot more powerful. So, 270 HP. So, this is definitely stronger than Typhlosion. Somersault Feathers. 160 for 3. You may discard up to 3 energy from your hand. If you do, this attack does 30 more damage for each card discarded in this way. So, it's from the hand, not itself. So, I would say this is much better than Typhlosion's attack, because if you discard 3 energies, you are essentially at oh god, is it my math? Okay, 250 damage. I think I calculated that correctly. So 250 damage for 3. I mean, Typhlosion is gonna do 210, I guess, with a little spread for 3. You don't have to pay a cost with that guy. Okay, so this you pay a cost. Let me just see. This guy needs 2 fucking energies though too. This is gonna be DC compatible if you use this in expanded, and turbo energy compatible. It's gonna decrease the damage, but I think this is a much better attack, much more, I guess, usable attack. You can get one-hit knockouts, and because the energies, you gotta discard them from the hand. I mean, you can easily just fuel them back with cards that just give you cards in hand. You don't need energy acceleration on his hand, on his ass while he's active. Okay, and then the ability vstar power, Arrowster. You may use this ability during your turn, draw cards until you have 8 cards in hand. Fuck. So, it's pretty good. I mean, this is another alternative. If you'd rather just get more plus rather than just get Arceus' effect, just grab any 2 cards. I think Arceus V-Star is ultimately probably still going to be better. Most people are going to say, but I mean, with a low hand size, this is going to be pretty good too. Just giving you more cards. I mean, if you're in a position where you just don't have anything, I guess, with Arceus or this, and you just got to rely on this, then I guess with Arceus you can use it to get a supporter. But then you got to spend your supporter. This is going to be that more useful, but you don't want to be in a position like that. I gotta say though, I think this guy is better than Typhlosion. I mean, Typhlosion you can get that one-hit knockout, but this is just the attack. I think it has more potential. Ability is really nice. More HP. I mean, Typhlosion really, the thing it has going for it is that it's a psychic Pokemon, so it can be paired up with Shadow or Kyrex, or I guess Malamar and Expanded. This probably isn't going to have a lot of support when it comes to energy acceleration because it's fighting, but it's good. I don't like this artwork though. I think the first one was better. Typhlosion looks better. The V-Star, and I guess the Desada V-Star doesn't look as good. Anyway, good Pokemon. I mean, surprised that the special Pokemon are stronger. Okay, and then we got Kleavor. So this is like the alternate new form for Scyther to evolve into. Fighting type. So 140 HP, low. Lumberjack, hack, flip 2 coins. If both are heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now knocked out. I hate these types of attacks because even though it needs 2 coins to get heads, so it's some bullshit luck, it just makes it so people are going to build decks to just try and flip coins with Victini and whatever the fuck other support we have that let you control your coin flips. And then you can get knockouts on special Pokemon and get easy prizes for free. Now, of course I want regular Pokemon to be good, but I don't want them to be like this. Like with hacks and with bullshit. Just cheap ass tactics like that. And this is basically, it contributes to that shit. Just win using luck. I don't like this. And then his regular attack, Frenzy Tackle, just 120 for 2, and then it does 30 damage to itself, so a useless attack. You're basically just gonna use this for Lumberjack Hack and just try and cheese your way to victory, which I do not like. Unfortunate. Next we got Hissuian Quillfish. Don't really understand what's different, but I guess it's dark type. But I mean poison type or dark types now anyway in the TCG. What's your new type? I don't know. Anyway, okay, bullshit, coin flip attack once again. And then Hissuian Overquill. Oh, Overquill, yeah. Didn't know this guy had an evolution, but I guess I didn't play the game yet. Intense Poison. Free Poison and put 5 damage counters instead of 1. Nice. So it's stronger than Galarian Wheezing. And you can do this for free. And then the Quill Sting, the defending Pokemon can retreat during your next turn. But I mean, this guy's going to die every turn, so you're never going to be able to do the second attack. It really is, sometimes it just makes me wonder if the designers at the Pokemon Company are really that delusional, but I don't think they are. Like, they make this attack, like the Quill Sting, that's supposed to just synergize with the first attack, prevent your opponent from retreating. But they must know that this guy, he's just going to die in one shot. You're never going to be in a position where you're going to attach 2 energies to this guy, use the first attack, live, and then use the second attack. to just combo it out. You're never going to be in this position. And I mean, why the fuck am I going to attach two energies when I can make the first attack for free? So yeah, you're just going to use the first attack, and then the second attack is just filler shit as usual. I mean, I guess it could be something. You can use this with Sevipers and fucking the Toxicroak from Sword and Shield. I guess you never know. Okay, we got Mariana Pucciana, some of my favorites. Love these guys, but not only do they suck in games, they suck in the TCG too. So what do you got, Mariana? So, looks kind of cool, the artwork. Not the greatest, but I mean, yeah, it could have been better. There's other artworks I like better. You got Hustle Bark if your opponent has any Pokemon VMAX in play. This attack costs 3 less. Okay, not bad. VMAX counter. So this is actually pretty sweet. VMAX killer. Wow. So I think they're printing this card. I mean, it's just going to be an insta-kill for Fusion Strike Mew, which I think I need to make a whole video with that thing because, yeah, Fusion Strike Mew is broken, but it's not really Mew that's the problem. It's their shitty design of Genesect that just fucked everything up. And I still don't think people make it out like it's the most broken deck of all time. Arceus GX with Zacian was worse. And just there's been more broken decks. Like Fusion Strike Mew is broken, yeah, it's tier 1, yeah, but it's not the worst deck of all time. And if you just play a darkness deck, then you would have a good time against it, even if you use something like Eternatus. I know. But I guess they printed this card as an answer as a tech against that guy because you can essentially do this attack for free and kill Fusion Strike Mew, basically. I like it though because it's Mariana. This guy's finally gonna get a good card. He doesn't have many good cards in his name. So yeah, it's just gonna be a good VMAX sort of anti-VMAX Pokemon in general. But once again, they make sure it's just VMAX, not vstar. Just what's the English word to say? Just making sure, okay, we can't have the V-stars be countered. Okay. So, 160, you hit yourself too for 60, which is some bullshit. Some bullshit. But anyway, you guys know how you're going to use this card. Okay. Man, I'm trying to think of a word, but I can only think of it in Greek. Fuck. Okay, we got Absol next to Mariana too. Little partners in crime. Sydney's Pokemon. So you got Catastrophic Smoke. Does 10 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Okay, it doesn't need 2 energies like Reshiram, but it doesn't hit the active, which is annoying. I wish they just gave us something that's going to hit everybody. You got Chlorend. If your opponent's active Pokemon already has any damage on it, 120. First attack is whatever, but for the most part, it's still weak. Absol is one of my favorites, and this looks like it's going to be a holo card. It would be cool, but okay. We got Hissuian Samurott. Knockoff, discard up to 2 Pokemon tools attached to your opponent's Pokemon. Who the fuck is going to have 2 tools? I guess this is just to hit Honchkrow V. But okay, it doesn't say active. Alright, so I guess you can get 2. And then Shadow Slash, 180, discard energy. Okay. Let's look at the V star. Okay, the artwork is Alright, the borders, I kind of like them. So it has Merciless Blade, does 110. If your if your opponent's active Pokemon already has any damage counters on it, this attack does. Oh man, it's just Cerebi just fucking confuses me. Okay, so it has timers here, but it's not. You do 110. So you do 110 for 2. If you have damage counters, 220 for 2. Solid, decent. You can easily meet this effect with Zigzagoon. Okay, whatever. And then Zangetsu Star. Okay, shout out to my Bloodstained Ritual of the Night fans, Zangetsu. Oh, fuck me, I can't believe they named the shit like that. What the fuck is this supposed to mean? Anyway, yeah, and this is samurai shit too. So, I swear to God, this is like a throwback. It must be a throwback. Okay, so you may use this ability during your turn. Put 4 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. Man, are you serious? That's not that good. You're only gonna get one of this per game. You don't want to just waste this to just put 4. No. What it should have done, it should have put like, let me say 6. Let's just say 6 because yeah, I think if I do more than 6, then it does become a bit broken. Yeah, maybe 6, maybe 5, but I think it was just 6. It would have been the right amount. 4 is a bit on the weak side, but I mean, whatever. So I guess you can also do this little trick to just pair it up with the attack. And I guess if you combine this together, then the total amount is 220 with 4, that's 260, so you can get a 1-hit KO, maybe. Yeah, I think they should have just made it 6. That way it's 280 total, so you can get like a free V-star kill. That's about it. I mean, it's alright, but... yeah. I don't know, I'm not just fully convinced. I think the side eye is the best, but I just don't like its artwork. All of them I'm not too convinced, but I think the side eye probably has the biggest potential. Oh shit, we got fucking Garchomp V. Dragon type. So you got Dragon Claw 120 for 3. Needs a lot of different energies though. Water and fighting, that sort of combination. And then Sonic Strike. Discard 3 energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 220 to one of your opponent's Pokemon. So this is gonna be a snipe. 220, man. Once again, if it was something like 2 water, 1 fighting, and just anything of anything, we could have used this in like Blastoise or other Pokemon that you could have paired it with. But because it's fighting, it's just too difficult to accelerate, just like the Flygon. So, I don't know, I mean, all of the bottom stats are like non-existent. So free retreat, no weakness, no resistance. So he's good, but how are you going to power this attack off? In expanded, of course, you can use double dragon energy. But in standard, it's not going to be easy. Unless I'm forgetting something. I'm probably forgetting something, but it's not going to be easy. The snipe is pretty strong, though. 220 snipe. It's going to take care of a lot of shit. Alright. Okay, we got Hoot Hoot and Noctowl. I need to hurry the fuck up because this is taking so long. So keep watch. Basic energy attached to your bench Pokemon can't be discarded by the effects of your opponent's items or supporter cards. Nice effect, but like it's control decks. You're not gonna have this in your deck just in case you play against control shit decks, maybe. And the Noctowl. Okay, it doesn't do anything. So let me just move. Statler, Guard Press. Doesn't do anything. A bunch of them together here. Shout out to Chopper from One Piece. Okay, and Miltank. Prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon V. Okay, so another wall Pokemon. But I guess this one is going to be easy to use because it's just a basic. And kick about does 20 more damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Okay, so they gave it a solid attack too. So because this is basic, is much better than Decidueye and Altaria. And it has a useful attack too. So I'm actually a bit surprised they waited this long to give us a Pokemon like this, because usually the anti-meta Pokemon, like the wall Pokemon, they used to be basic. It was Suicune, it was Sigilyph, other Pokemon that don't come to mind right now. I guess Ninetales was a stage 1, but Hoopa for GXs was a basic too. So this is colorless too, so anything can fit it in, and you can actually attack with it too. So I guess they're trying to just give regular Pokemon a bit of help, but I mean, you're just gonna throw this in your V-Dex too anyway. But I'm glad this card is around. I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna take this in a lot of stuff. Hopefully they don't make it, I think it's just gonna be a rare holo from the artwork here. So they're gonna make it a pain in the ass for us to get. But I mean, if you can just get at least one copy, at least one tech, I recommend you use it in your deck. For sure. Nothing. You do nothing as well. I swear to God, it's like pure ugly. It's bad enough. I mean, it looks like a pretty hideous Pokemon, an ugly ass cat that just looks with a mean ass bitch face. And it's also shit and ugly. And they always give it shit attacks and shit effects too. Like, this doesn't do anything really. Okay, we're finally down to the trainers now. You got Wait and See Turbo. You can only use this card only if you go second, and on your first turn, search your deck for a basic energy and attach it to one of your Pokemon. Fuck me. Okay, your turn ends though. But I mean, you can do this at the end of your turn, so it's not gonna matter. So this is like a free, like, dark patch from the deck, like energy acceleration from the deck. I think cards like this are just good. They shouldn't print a card like this. I mean, you can only use this in the beginning. But what have we learned from the fucking basic fetcher that lets you get 2 basic Pokemon if it's your first turn? That Fusion Strike Mew abuses like crazy. They're just too powerful. Anyway, good card. Okay, so there's the Sweet Honey, making me hungry. So choose one of your Pokemon, then flip a coin until you get tails. For each heads, heal 40 damage to that Pokemon. Okay, I guess the ice cream is worse. This isn't as bad as the ice cream. But I guess this is meant to be used with Vespiquen. You're not going to use this. You're just going to grab this to use Vespiquen. But whatever the fuck. And you got the Canceling Cologne. Until the end of the turn, your opponent's active Pokemon has no abilities. Dude, are they serious? Okay, it's just the active Pokemon, thank God. But I mean, this is still... It's a powerful effect on an item. I mean, Hexmaniac got banned. You think they learned their lesson, now they print a card like this. I mean, it's only the active Pokemon, but it's also just an item. It's not a supporter. No, it's too good. It's too fucking good. Pokemon like Glaceon VMAX already have a lot of difficulty thanks to Path to the Peak and, you know, those types of cards. This is just... Dude. Like, they fucking print Miltank for us to have a little bit of a wall power against the Vs. And then you're going to print out this card so they can just take in. No. I don't like this card. I think it's just too strong. V Pokemon get all the benefits, and then you just try and give them a little bit of help. And then you're just gonna print this. Okay, yeah. This makes Miltank a lot less useful now. I mean, I guess it's gonna work on anything, not just regular Pokemon. But like, that's the point. It's just broken. It's just gonna fuck up your ability on your valuable V-Star or V-Max. It's just too damn free. I mean, maybe if it was like Hex Maniac, but only work with the active. I don't know, but I mean, still, Hex Maniac, that effect was just real strong. So even if it was active, I think it would have been strong. So I guess I need to read Hex Maniac to just remember the full effect once again, but I think this card is broken. I'm just gonna say it now, and I think eventually it might get banned in the future, once again. Because Hex Maniac is still banned, and I don't think it's gonna come back anytime soon. This shit is just too similar, and because it's an item, even though it's the active Pokemon, a lot of the times you only just want to negate the ability on the active Pokemon anyway. That's the point. And then it says, until the end of the turn, your opponent's active Pokemon has no abilities, including Pokemon that become active this turn. So if you want to fucking use this and then pull, you still do gain the effect. Too fucking good, man. Too fucking good. Okay, there's Silene, Cyrus's ancestor. You flip 2 coins, choose a number of cards from a discard pile up to the number of heads. Put the cards you chose on top of your deck. If you choose more than one card, put them in top of your deck in any order. Rely on coin flips, and the effect isn't that amazing. If you got the cards in hand, it would have been a bit better, but I mean, then it might be broken, you could say. It's like a freaking 1,000 machine, not even. You can grab any card. Okay, it's a alright supporter, but more on the bad. But I mean, with an effect like this, it's either going to be busted or just mediocre. They can't make it be okay enough. But I'd rather just have an effect like this rather than be broken. Oh, hey, Roxanne. One of my favorite characters. Gym leader, first gym leader from Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald. Gotta love her with this Oras design. Nice little cute dress, cute character. So what do you do? Let's see. You can play this card if your opponent has 3 or less prize cards left. Both players shuffle their hand into their deck, then draw 6 cards. Then you draw 6 cards, your opponent draws 2. I like it. So this is like a new type of Marnie/N. But you can only play this card if your opponent has 3 or less prize cards. So it's going to be pretty difficult for it to work. I think, yeah, N is stronger. N is just stronger. I guess they can't remake the same card again. So they decided to experiment with this, but 3 prizes or less. So that means if I have this in my deck, I'm going to have a useless supporter until they just start winning a lot. That's not good. And then even the, what was it, the cool trainers, like the ace trainers from one of the XY sets, they were just better because you just need to be behind prizes for you to draw 6 and they draw 3. Yeah, they just dropped the ball. Of course they had to fucking do with one of my favorite characters. I'm trying to just think if it can be good in some way, but okay, if you're losing, like comparing this to N, if you're in a position in the game where you're just really losing a lot, your opponent has taken a bunch of prizes and you haven't taken anything, you're gonna draw 6 cards anyway. Now, I guess if both of you, Nick, if both of you are like just sort of neck and neck, like you both have 3 or less prize cards, or you just have a 5 or 4 prize, or whatever, then I guess you don't get the drawback of N. You're gonna draw 6, and your opponent is still gonna draw 2. I mean, drawing 2, if they just have 3, or it just means it can't potentially be stronger than N under the right circumstances, but it's just way too specific. I guess if you have a really consistent ass deck in expanded, and then you can just see this, discard it with like quick ball or ultra ball, and then you know that, okay, I'm gonna use this with VS Seekers mid to late game instead of N, but early game I still need to use better supporters. But I think it's just way too specific. I mean, I really want to find a way to use it because I like Roxanne. I think this is going to be a really sweet full art too. So I just wish they gave it a more general effect, like just make it you can use it anytime, or if you're behind prizes or something, or your opponent has taken at least 4 prizes. And it doesn't need to have such a strong disruption effect for 2. But I don't know. Or maybe just make it N. Make it BN with Roxanne on it. Would have loved that shit. Anyway, we get this Roxanne. Maybe somehow, some way it'll see play. I think troll decks are going to love this card a lot. But I think just Marnie is obviously more consistent. N is obviously still probably better in expanded. But this is Roxanne. Okay, and then we get Kamado. Choose 1 card from your hand, discard all other cards from your hand, then draw 4 cards. So this is like Professor Rowan, the original Professor Rowan supporter card from Diamond Pro that nobody probably knows. That card back then, it was decent for a little bit. A lot of better supporters came out. I mean, if you wanted to use it, it gave you a little bit of flexibility in that you could keep a card that you wanted in hand. But it was a draw 5 at the end of the day anyway, because you keep a card, so it's like the same thing. This, I don't think is as good, because, dude, you're going to discard and then you just draw 4. It's not as strong. I mean, Juniper / all the remix just draw 7, even if you keep a card. It should have been you keep a card, and then you discard all other cards, and then you draw 5, not 4. If it was 5, that's fair enough, because it's like, okay, 5 plus 1 equals 6. Okay, maybe, yeah, it kind of matches Juniper a bit too much then. But 4 is just too low. I don't know. I don't think people are just gonna quit playing like Professor's Research / Oak just to use this instead. Maybe if it was 5, then it would have been an argument. I guess you can use them together, but it's just essentially just, it's only going to give you 4 cards. You keep a card in hand, so it's like 5. I don't know. Anyway, new supporter. And we got Jubilee Village, not Jubilee City. So once during each player's turn, that player may shuffle their hand into their deck, then draw 5 cards. If they do, that player's turn ends. So it's like a tropical beach. Not quite, but everybody's going to have access to it, which I like. And then you shuffle and draw. And then your turn ends. So, I mean, decks that use Zacian are still going to probably prefer to use Zacian as opposed to ending their turn with this shit. Troll decks are going to love this shit. I mean, you can use it too. I mean, it's good, but whatever. It's a good stadium, draw stadium. I don't want to waste too much time. I just need to finally be done with this video. And that's it. Okay, the rest of the cards are just the alternate art shit. There is my Roxanne. They're not going to show it. Awesome full arts as usual. You get the secret rare choice build in Jubilee Village. And then just Samurott. Not the other dudes. What the fuck? They get... oh no, wait. They get full arts. This guy gets 2 cards. Anyway, I'm sure they'll print the other ones too. Oh god, okay, so finally, before I die of a heart attack, wrap this video up. This is Battle Region. For the most part, 99% of all the regular cards are useless. The few ones that have a little bit of potential is just limited. Didn't get too many Vs and too many special cards, but I guess the starters are okay. Trainer cards, we get some decent trainer cards. Canceling Cologne is fucking busted. I think this might be the best card in here. Too broken for my take, for my taste. And this is the set, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this set review. Subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Share this video with your friends. And I'll see you guys next time. What a